All right, let's jump right in. Today we're talking about something huge. Can we actually reverse aging? Now, I know it sounds like something straight out of a movie, but thanks to the groundbreaking work of Harvard's Dr. David Sinclair, this is quickly moving from science fiction to scientific fact. So, ready to have your mind blown? Let's get into it. This is where it all starts, with this really provocative idea from Dr. Sinclair. I mean, for all of human history, we've just accepted that aging is this inevitable, natural process. But he's asking, why? What if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if aging isn't a fact of life, but a problem that we can actually solve? Okay, so this is the first big mental shift we have to make. This research doesn't just try to slow down aging, it completely reframes the entire concept. Instead of thinking of it as this unavoidable journey, what if we started to see it as a treatable condition? Just like any other disease. So how do you even begin to wrap your head around that? Well, Sinclair uses this fantastic analogy. Think of your body as a computer. Over the years, it might get slow, buggy, and start to crash. But that's not necessarily because the hardware, the physical parts, is failing. It could be because the software has gotten corrupted. He argues the exact same thing is happening inside our bodies. And that brings us to the core concept, the information theory of aging. The idea is that our bodies don't just wear out like an old car. Our DNA, that fundamental blueprint for who we are, it stays pretty much intact our whole lives. The real problem is that our cells start to lose the instructions on how to read that blueprint correctly. But here's the absolute game changer. A backup copy of those original youthful instructions is still there, stored inside every single one of us. So if we're running with this idea that it's a software problem, not a hardware one, what does that actually mean? Well, this is where we need to talk about the critical difference between our genome and our epigenome. Okay, check this out. Your genome, that's your basic DNA code. Let's imagine it's the music on a perfect vinyl record. The songs themselves are flawless. But the epigenome, well, that's the system that reads the code. It's the needle that plays the music. So aging, in this analogy, is like that needle getting scratched up and damaged over time. The amazing music is still on the record, but the player just can't read it properly anymore. So what's causing these scratches on the record? It's basically life. Our DNA experiences trillions of little breaks every single day, just from normal things. And every time that happens, these little cellular repair crews have to rush in to patch things up. But here's the catch. After the repair is done, they don't always go back to exactly where they were supposed to be. And over decades, that distraction causes cells to sort of forget their identity. A skin cell gets a little less skin celly, a neuron gets a little less neuron-y. And that, my friends, is aging in a nutshell. Okay, so if aging is just corrupted software, could we, just reinstall the original program? Can we actually reverse the clock? Well, this is where it gets really, really wild. Let's look at the actual experiments that suggest we can. Get ready for this number. In the lab, scientists introduced 3 very specific genes, they're called Yamanaka factors, into cells. And what happened? In just 6 to 8 weeks, those cells appear to be about 75% younger. I want you to really let that sink in. This isn't about slowing aging down. This is about actively turning back the biological clock. And what's truly mind-blowing is how fast all of this is moving. Seriously, in about a decade, we've gone from just proving we could speed up aging in mice to actually rejuvenating tissues in primates. And now, human trials are literally right around the corner, starting with an attempt to cure blindness by resetting the age of the optic nerve. It's incredible. And this really gets to the holy grail of this research. We're not talking about finding a different pill for every single disease of old age. The exact same set of genes that could potentially treat blindness has also shown promise for things like MS. The big revolutionary idea here is to treat aging itself, the root cause behind so many of these illnesses. Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds amazing, but it's probably decades away, right? Well, yes and no. The principles behind all this incredible science, they actually give us some really powerful tools that we can use right now. So let's talk about what this means for you today. Dr. Sinclair is pretty clear that some really basic lifestyle changes can add a solid decade of healthy life. And you've heard this stuff before, I know. But the difference is now we understand why it works on a deep biological level. Each of these actions helps reduce the number of DNA breaks, those scratches on the record that our epigenome has to deal with. It keeps our cellular software running cleanly for way longer. But then there's this even more powerful idea, and it's a little counterintuitive. It's the idea that what doesn't kill you can literally make you live longer. It's a concept called hormesis. By putting our bodies under a little bit of controlled stress, we switch on these ancient survival circuits. Things like intermittent fasting, that kicks on your cell's deep cleaning and recycling program. High-intensity exercise boosts a fuel source called NAD, which powers our body's key defense enzymes. It's all about tricking your body into fighting back against aging. So where is this all headed? Well, the ultimate goal is to make this technology available to everyone. The complex therapies they use in the lab are already being simplified. They found a chemical cocktail that can rejuvenate mice in just a few weeks. The dream? A simple, daily pill to reset your age. But, beyond all the incredible science, the implications here are anything that's simple. This leaves us with a massive question. A world where we can just reset our age would change everything. How we plan our careers, our relationships, our whole sense of purpose. This future is coming a lot faster than we think. So the real question isn't just, can we do it? The question is, are we ready for it?